Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and disturbing TikToks that will make you question reality.
Do you know how much effort it takes to drown a town of people? Think about that logistically, what that takes. I want to make a series here on TikTok and call it White Black History, because as a white person, I know we don't get taught the truth. On America. I'll give you an example. It would be like the Tulsa Massacre, where Black Wall Street is what we called it, an extremely wealthy black neighborhood, was beaten and burned down. Another one's like the Wilmington Massacre in North Carolina in like 1898, where a group of white supremacists just decided to overthrow the local government that was biracial and then just kill all the black people. Show me that in your history book. Or you have like the Control and like the targeting of black leaders from like 1950 something to 1971, where basically it was an FBI initiated program that was designed to infiltrate and target black leaders, black communities, anybody who was really outspoken against things that we just don't learn these things. Like literally the FBI and the CIA have been involved in the disparagement, displacement, and eradication of black people and their wealth for ever. Then when somebody brings it up, we sound crazy because you haven't heard it in a textbook in 6th grade. Why would we teach you you're the bad guy? It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of things that we don't get taught that are actual things. There was several black towns that were drowned. Drowned. Think about that for a minute. Do you know how much work and effort it takes to drown a town?
Crazy.
Because you don't like what they look like? Oscarville, Georgia, Choctaw City, Alabama, Seneca Village in New York, more recent, Cowalinga, Alabama, Freedmen's Towns in Texas. That's black-white history, though.
You better take y'all a course on black-white history, though. For real.
I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it. And he wanted me to influence it.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
but if you're black, you're not country. I don't care. And I wish I meant that in the nicest way. But babe, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess, your great granny and grandpas, but they was picking, okay? They wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind. They wasn't making money. It was getting sold for money.
It is 2024
Wow.
and people still act like they don't know what a digital footprint is. They still act like they don't know that what they put on the internet, it's not going nowhere. It's going to be here forever. People be on here saying the most craziest things, acting like, it's not going to come back to haunt them. Whether it was 10 years ago or something current, this stuff is going to be brought up again. It's really crazy how some of these racists are really losing their mind, all because Beyonce made some country music. If you continue to watch the full video, this is a student. I believe they said she's at Indiana State University and she's a nursing major. You're going to lose all of that. Once this gets the attention that it needs to get and people really start spreading this and it gets back to the university, they're going to have no choice but to handle it in some way. You're going to get kicked out of school.
What's worse than that, right, is think about all the closet racists that are in school still and who are going to graduate and be your nurse one day or your doctor or whatever, right? And they low-key don't even like you. But they got to take care of you if you need to go to them. That's what scares me. And you got to think about that. Those are the people that get put in position to help us out, supposedly.
Imagine you becoming a nurse. Somebody that's supposed to treat people of all colors, all races, all ethnicities and stuff like that. But you have that type of hatred towards black folks. That's crazy. Not only is the internet exposing the racists, but it's also showing just how stupid they are. Because even if this is how you felt towards black people, why in the hell would you come on the internet and say this? It don't make no damn sense.
That's crazy. Beyonce bringing them out.
Something's definitely going on with the Powerball, and now I have proof. Yesterday I made a video questioning the irregularities of the recent Powerball drawing, how it got delayed for 3 hours before one person won it. Well, it's getting even more ridiculously odd now. New information sent via a follower. 11 p.m. Powerball drawing is scheduled as normal, but it was delayed 3 hours due to a two-tiered verification process error in Minnesota. 3 hours. 4:59 a.m. Idaho time. A store clerk that sells lotto tickets checks the numbers in their lottery system. See here. Clearly states jackpot won in 7 states. 7:25, she checks again. Now it says jackpot won in 4 states: Arizona, Delaware, Florida, and Iowa.
Wow.
Fast forward to the morning news. All of a sudden, one winner is announced in Oregon. How is this possible? Go from 7 winners to 4 to 1. They even originally had the winning states. But all of a sudden, some random person in Oregon wins? Coincidental mistakes in reporting on the same drawing that there is an unexpected delay. Why doesn't the mainstream media cover this?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up with that?
I just watched what has to be one of the most horrifying videos I have ever seen on this app regarding our country's financial future. It was posted by a woman named Tiffany. I will link it. She's talking about how private equity firms have been buying up all the single family homes. So up until very recently, we didn't actually have the numbers to say just how many homes they've been buying up. And most politicians across the fucking board, Democrat, Republican, whatever, have been saying, well, they're really only buying like 18% of single family homes. And then economists chimed in and said that if private equity firms are buying up anywhere from 18 to 20 to 23% of single family homes in this country, that by 2030, they would own 60% of all of the homes in America. Well, we just got the final numbers. In 2023, private equity firms purchased 44% of all of the single family homes in America, which means death for our middle class. Our generation will not be homeowners. They will have us permanently renting from like 2 or 3 companies. Now, America has a lot of problems, but this should be a unifying problem that every single person who is not part of one of those private equity firms cares about, including current homeowners. They bought 44% of all of the single family homes in America last year. And they are set up to purchase an even higher percentage of them this year. Unless we have major reform, almost all of the single family homes in this country will be owned by these private equity firms in a very, very short amount of time.
Let's break this down.
Yo, that's like you guys know the old bald villain guy from the World Economic Forum or whatever, when he says, you'll own nothing and be happy. That's what they're pushing for, right? They want to own all of everything, and we own nothing, right? Man, we got to do something about that.
Down for the people in the back. The Earth isn't moving. If the Earth were moving, Polaris would move. It doesn't.
Nope.
And every constellation spins around Polaris. Therefore, the Earth isn't moving. Obviously, by the way, obviously, it's not moving, bro. We live in a fucking matrix. And if you don't believe that, all you have to do, since you worship science so much, is just go a little beyond your understanding right there into quantum physics, where we've basically discovered that we live in a light matrix. Okay? Everything spawns from your consciousness. Nothing is real. It's all subjective. It's all your perspective, because you have a limited perspective on everything, because you were indoctrinated as a child just like the rest of us. Now, if you'd like to have a conversation, you simply just need to do more research.
One of the greatest shocks humanity is going to ever have is to find out that what you always thought was a fairy tale is actually the way life really is.
Like, as an example?
Well, just the idea of synchronicities, magical things happening in the timing in your life. When, you know, I've had many experiences. I think of something, they show up.
Yeah.
You know, someone.
Happened to me just the other day.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to somebody about Telluride, and I was talking about this great restaurant, and I was like, oh, I can't remember what's the guy's name that runs it. The next day he texted me and he said, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I hadn't talked to him in a year.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
Gotta love that.
That's what happens. Your life starts opening up and you start realizing everything is synchronicity. Everything is connected. And you just get on a wavelength where you start actually experiencing that more and more and more and more. The interconnectedness of all things. So that's how it's changed my life greatly.
Fantastic.
So I wish that for everyone.
Yeah.
But they don't have to take it. They don't have to buy it. They don't have to believe it, because I have to let them decide what's true for them.
Why no Bitcoins and why no cryptocurrency?
Well, Bitcoins, I called the top of the market in December 2017 when it was $19,600. I said, if you have Bitcoin, sell half, keep half. This is the top. Nobody listened to me. If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know. 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know. 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
One day.
And a microsecond, whoop, like that.
So it's people showing video.
Yo, if y'all got crypto, y'all nervous? He said the top was at 19K. It's at like 69K or somewhere around that, 65K right now. I mean, that's a big jump. You got Bitcoin. That's crazy though, man. Who y'all think really runs Bitcoin? I forgot the supposed person's name, but yeah, there is. Yeah, I don't know who started Bitcoin.
Videos of a dragon flying by the solar eclipse. Do dragons really exist? These are the pictures in the videos people are showing. They are saying that this is really a dragon. Do we live in some kind of fairy tale? These videos and images people are showing of this dragon, I believe it 100%. The reason I believe it is because I learned how to connect the dots and follow the breadcrumbs. 2024 is the year of the dragon for China. This is the year of smoke and fire. So you might start seeing jinns because jinns are made out of smokeless fire, and you might start seeing dragons because dragons are the fire element. They try to warn people in these TV shows. Remember Game of Thrones? You think they just made this TV show up out of nowhere? No, they have to tell you the truth. The Game of Thrones is a real thing that's happening in the universe. People are really going to war, planet to planet, star system to star system, trying to conquer everything. There's a real life galactic federation. There are certain humans that sit at these tables in different universes and make up different laws. You hear about the Greys, the Dracolians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians. This stuff is really happening. There are people really making choices for our life in the universe. And the dragons are the oldest species in this universe. They actually come from a different universe, and once they took it over. Alpha Dracolian is the star constellation that most of these dragons come from. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But this is going to be the year where everything changes. This is the year of smoke and fire. So these old systems are going to be burnt down to the ground, and a new system is going to be built. Everyone who's seeing these dragons during a solar eclipse, don't panic. Anytime you see a dragon, it lets you know that good fortune is about to take place in this world. I know what they told us, the dragon is bad, the dragon is the devil. That's not true. The dragon represents new growth and new fortune. We are about to be spiritually rich once again. Dragons do exist, and yes, we do live in a fairy tale. The universe is a mystery. It's all about stories. Everything you can think of really do exist in the universe. The universe gave us all the secrets, all the knowledge, all the mysteries, but we don't use our imagination. If you don't use your imagination, you are going to get a hex or a spell put on you by a dark magician. Yes, magic is real also. You are really living in the Game of Thrones. There are certain people that's fighting over different kingdoms in this universe. And we are too busy fighting ourselves, so we don't understand what's really taking place. The more we fight and argue with each other, we will never understand what's really happening in the universe. We keep looking at each other like it's a competition, or I'm better than you, or I'm smarter than you, not realizing we're all supposed to work together, because this is the Game of Thrones. This is really our kingdom right now, but we don't want it, so therefore other life forms is going to always take it. Look at the world right now. You think this shit is just normal? Just remember, I'm a conspiracy theorist. This is just my words, my facts. You don't gotta believe nothing I say.
The entire country was just gaslit. Let me explain. Let me start by saying the ones on here that are attacking the people who had predictions for the 8th, I would say y'all are way, way worse than they are. At least they use logic, rationality, and their brain. We're gonna go through a lot of stuff. Notice his Eclipse thing though, 33.3 million at 33,000 reshares. Wow. Like I said in my videos, it was a time to repent and y'all failed. But what bothers me the most is the massive gaslighting done by the people who run America. The news literally said that there's going to be an earthquake on the 8th. And not just this, but Saturday Night Live ran a skit about an earthquake being on the 8th.
And it's not over yet because we've got the Eclipse earthquake coming up on Monday. As Deborah Ross was telling us, it's going to be a transformative experience.
The news was the one telling you to get food, gas, National Guard was going to be there, and all this other stuff.
Us for an earthquake. Check out SNL last night.
Shimmy shake and try to steal my thunder? Well, what you gonna do when the solar eclipse runs wild on you? You know what? Colin's right, Eclipse. We shouldn't be fighting. We should team up. An earthquake during an eclipse?
And do y'all remember this?
Okay, so we've all been talking about the eclipse happening on April 8th, right? But does anybody remember in 2017 when they said that an eclipse like this would not happen again in our lifetime? Like, I can't remember what the years were, but tell me I'm not the only one that remembers this.
And on top of all of this, we had NASA warning people not to take videos on their phone camera. I wonder why. Wait, I've seen a lot of things on here.
Look at that.
That's not the devil's comet. It was rain. And there are people who recorded multiple portals in the sky. And of course, we had these black blurs flying through the screens, and people said, oh no, there are airplanes. Here's the problem. If there's an airplane, you would only see it in your direct area. People all across the world or all across the United States would not see a plane in front of the sun by your area. Just you would. Here's a different one in a completely different state. And I saw a video that had 2 of them going by. They were everywhere. Then Research the Earth put this out a day or 2 or a day before the eclipse. I said in every single one of my videos and lives that nothing would happen on the 8th. Because historically, we see from the evidence that nothing ever happens right when it happens. 1811 was 3 months later, the earthquakes were 4 months. But since y'all are grouping everybody together, especially the ones that just gave you real factual historical evidence, I'm gonna stand up for them and say, y'all are doomed. You will follow the masses wherever they go, even when it's off a cliff. Taiwan, China, a different place in China, Indonesia, and another 6 in Indonesia. There's been big earthquakes all day, and guess what? It's not slowing down. And for the people poking the Christians or even poking at God for saying it's the end times, just know it's God himself that draws in the sky, puts the sun, the moon, the stars, and the wandering stars in the sky, and that's exactly who you're poking at. Y'all better repent. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and I will repay.
Yo, and I think it was just another huge earthquake too. I ain't got it on this video, but it'll be on the next video. I'm about to show you guys that one.
This may be the strangest video I've ever had to make, but important nonetheless. Spring, Texas, woman owns an antique store. And some days after work, she likes to go through her security cameras and just kind of peruse through and see like what people are stopping and looking at, what kind of traffic she had that day. One particular day, someone stands out to her. She notices him because he's wearing a kilt, and you don't see a lot of people wearing kilts. As you can see, something catches his eye. It looks like maybe it's a spoon. He picks it up, nothing weird about that. But she's just watching because he picked it up, he starts to walk off with it. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of theft in her business. And he does that weird, like, horse stomp. And he's behind this bird cage doing something. Anyone who's ever had a small child they were potty training knows that look. That's the look that little kids make when you're like, are you pooping? And they're like, Only he's not pushing something out. He's pushing something in that he then removed and decided to put back. I'll let that take a moment to sink in. And just in case there was any doubt, he wasn't done. He saw something else that caught his eye that he picks up and looks at and then does his little horsey stomp. There it is. And proceeds to keister it, as they say in the prison system. Only he doesn't smuggle it out. After a moment, he takes it out, puts it back, and then starts talking to the woman he came into the shop with, presumably his wife. The owner saw this, and she was mortified. She was horrified. She was disgusted. She called the police, but she also started calling people with antique shops around town and said, hey, go look at your cameras for this date. See if you see a guy in a kilt, and told them what this guy did. And then one of those shop owners called her and said, guess who I have on camera? Yeah, kilt guy. And one, guess what he's about to do? Horsey stomp. And then he proceeds to shove an item where it doesn't belong, certainly if he doesn't own it. And then after jamming it around up there for several moments, he takes it back out and puts it back on the shelf.
Yo. That's disgusting. I'm never going to one of them stores ever. What's wrong with him, man?
Did this in her antique shop, so she called other antique shops and they found him in another one. But who says it stops there? What does he do in Target?
Right.
What does he do in Walmart? What does he do in like a CVS? Is he just looking for random items that he can shove up there and then put back on the shelves for other people to touch and purchase? Take a real close look at him, Texas. Looks like he has an underbite, maybe. I swear, someone's going to recognize him, if nothing else, because of the kilt. I feel like someone's going to be like, doesn't Dave always wear a kilt? Doesn't Dave have this thing, like, in his downtime, he's wearing a kilt? And he might be from somewhere else. He might have been visiting Spring, Texas. But the internet is one big, small town. So do me a favor, universe. Take a real close look at this, and somebody tell me, who is he?
Yo, have y'all seen Mr. Kilt around anywhere?
Eagles can live up to 70 years because they are mentally strong. After 40 years, every eagle has to make a difficult decision. Its claws are no longer sharp enough to hunt. Its beak becomes bent and blunt, and its feathers become thick. The eagle has two options. Either it dies or it goes through a painful change. This painful change is that the eagle must go to the mountain and hit its beak on a rock for 150 days until it falls out. When the old beak falls out, a new beak grows. And with a new beak, the eagle pulls out its claws. When the claws fall out, the new ones grow and the eagle plucks out its feathers. This painful journey takes 150 days. But after doing this, the eagle gets a new life. Sometimes we need to get rid of our old self in order for a new and better version to emerge.
Those would not include injecting yourself with your son's blood, right?
That's right.
Why'd you do that?
And one day I was talking to my dad and he said, I need to tell you, I had this really scary situation where he said I wrote a brief, I walked away, I came back and I saw that my words were a jumbled mess. I was experiencing cognitive lapse and I wasn't aware of it. He's 71. He said, I'm terrified of losing my mind.
Yes.
And I said, Dad, how interesting, because right now the team and I are talking about plasma infusions. And so I said, if you're interested, I'm happy to give you a liter of my plasma. And then my 17-year-old son was there and he's like, hey, if you guys are doing it, I'm in. So my son gave me a liter of plasma. I gave my dad a liter of plasma. The data showed that in me, there was no effect. But in my dad, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years.
Okay, so now we're getting into the theories about...
Whoa. Y'all know where I'm headed with this one, right? You know what the elites be doing?
Taking the blood of children.
So this is very common. We do organ transplants. We all donate blood. So it's just in a slightly different frame, but it's very much a part of...
Well, it's a recognizable frame. And by the way, I'm not endorsing any of this, but there is a frame, to use your word, on the internet of like super rich tech billionaires living forever on the blood of children.
Yeah.
Not a super appealing frame, I would say.
Yeah.
This is that.
Yeah, and we did it openly.
That is definitely that. Hey, so let me know, is there like the little blood trucks or whatever, do they go to like your high schools in your towns or middle schools? They do that here, right? You'll see like the blood donation trucks. They'll pull up to the local high school and kids can go outside and donate a whole liter of blood, and then they'll give them some snacks afterwards, right? And the parents don't even have to consent. That's how they probably be doing it, right? They'd just be saying, oh, hey, you want to donate some blood? And kids are like, yay.
Hold on, what's this? Lunchables have lead in them. What? Oh my God, Lunchables have lead in them? They got 74% of the maximum allowable dose. We have maximum allowable doses of lead? Oh no, that's in California because there is no federal limit. So you can just put, there's no federal limit to how much lead you can put in a Lunchable? And 3.2 ounces of a turkey and cheddar, they got 74% of all the lead you need. What about the little pizzas? 73% for pepperoni pizza Lunchables? Are they serving them out of Stanley cups? What's happening here? My God, this is just like the little squeezy applesauces with the cinnamon. Because the cinnamon, they were using lead instead of actual cinnamon.
Wow.
And kids were getting brain poisoning.
Wow.
Because the applesauce had lead in it, because it was cheaper to put lead in it than cinnamon. I feel like we should ban lead in Lunchables.
I'll be back. I gotta go tell my wife something. Nah, but for real, man, them Lunchables, that's crazy. People be having Lunchables for lunch. You know, it's a quick little easy snack for the kids, and it's the most dangerous thing your kids can be eating. You know, you gotta stop sacrificing your health for convenience, basically, and that's what we do in a lot of situations. That's what we do in life.
So everybody know how the solar eclipse happened earlier today, right? And there was a lot of people making videos about things they thought was going to happen during the solar eclipse. And because nothing happened, you got a lot of people making videos mocking the people that thought something was going to happen. But one thing for sure, just because you didn't see anything physically happen with your eyes don't mean something didn't happen. Because what people fail to realize is this is a spiritual thing going on. And anybody that know God and know how God works know that the eclipse was definitely a sign from God of the judgment that's coming to America. And every time you see people like this making fun of how nothing happened, something come right around the corner every time. Because one thing for sure, even these people in power know how God communicates and know that it was a sign from God. Which is why they waited till the day to start testing out CERN. And if anything was released while they were testing it out, do you think your eyes is going to see it? No. Most people only believe what their eyes can see, and even when their eyes do see it, they be in denial about it. All this stuff is spiritual. Ain't nothing just happening for no reason. And ain't nothing at all a coincidence. The same situations you sleep on be the same ones that catch you off guard. Get right with Jesus Christ, because we're in the last days.
Yeah, for real.
They can only make money off of sick people, not healthy people. Heart medicine, dandelions, and Roundup. That sounds crazy, right? But you know what? They all fit together like a puzzle. You know why? Those little yellow dandelions that grow in your yard that they tell you to hate, they're terrible. They're actually the greatest thing on the earth for your heart. The enzymes and the electrolytes can literally cleanse and strengthen your heart valves and muscles. more than anything else, and it's natural and free. The crazy thing is, the same company that owns the heart medicine, that is the highest sold heart medicine in the entire world, that makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year, is the same exact company that owns Roundup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. UFO during the eclipse. During the eclipse, taken in Arlington, Texas, yesterday, and I am told this was sent to several different people, several different angles, and there's several different videos. So, guys, this is not fake. Now, is this? I mean, there's no other explanation, guys.
I don't know what it was.
So let's watch it again. Okay. These are different angles, guys. A couple of different angles. I'm telling you, I think this is the real deal. I really believe this could be a real UFO. Yeah, several people have asked me, one of my friends on here asked me to debunk it as well. I can't debunk it. I can't say this is not real. Definitely do not know. I mean, leave your comments, guys. Tell me what you think. Have we got a real UFO sighting in the middle of this eclipse in Arlington, Texas? This is awesome. Great, great footage.
What was that, y'all? Was it a dragon? A UFO?
All right, so we all got to witness something weird today. There was no moon, and it blocked the sun somehow, and it wasn't a new moon. Something blocked the sun that wasn't the moon. And watch this, because this is interesting.
This eclipse coming up, it's different than the other eclipses that we've had. The last one like this was in 1776 when they were signing the Declaration of Independence. There's a lot of negative news surrounding this eclipse.
I'm sorry, come again, what? This is the first I'm hearing about that. The last time that this eclipse happened was in 1776. Wow. Now I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried because clearly that wasn't the moon blocking the sun. So what is going on right now? Because honestly, if you know anything about our history, it's all BS. And when you hear the number 1776, and if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But that actually concerns me. I have never heard that. Has anyone else heard that? Has anybody else heard that? And yeah, this is for your entertainment, okay? This is for your entertainment. But has anybody else heard about that? Seriously, I'm asking. Please.
Yo, I'm about to go do some research.
What did my husband catch while zoomed in?
Dracula? I don't know.
Isn't it odd that the homeless citizens of Chicago are put on the streets in these tents, while the people who broke into America illegally are put in the high-rise hotels in the city of downtown Chicago?
That is pretty messed up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how the world works. Crazy how America works. That's how they did it, man. They kicked in the door, waving the fofo, and then they on top now. But yeah, man. These are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.